Hi Libra, welcome to your March monthly reading. This is Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So I'm going to be pulling energy for the overall month and then focus on your money, love, and career zones, and then what you need to focus on in the communication area of your life. Also pulling a card for each week for this month. My readings are really based on your sun, moon, and rising. So I would say that if you have Libra and your sun, moon, or rising, then this video might resonate with you. And I also recommend watching your sun, moon, and rising signs because that will give you more of a holistic idea of what's going to be going on with March and into early April. So I've already shuffled and cleansed my cards offline pretty well, but I'm going to go ahead and just do this like this. Okay, so I'm just going to start pulling cards from the top. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Libra. Okay. So overall energy this month, you got the Judgment card. So one thing about the Judgment card, it always reminds me, it's kind of the wake-up call card. It is, usually it's something that you need to focus on, that you need to kind of put in the forefront and really evaluate. With the Judgment card, what I'll tell you, if you have been working on yourself, Libra, which we all should, and by the way, healing work, self-work is constant, okay? It's ever evolving. It's not just a one-time situation. But for a lot of you who have gone through some ascension work, what you're going to start to see probably around this time in March is that you're going to see some positive outcomes for some of the things that you have been working on. However, on the flip side of that, if you've been ignoring things that you've kind of still been choosing free will to sweep under the rug and pretend like everything's okay, then you are going to, in a way, be forced to, start to say, look, I have to work on this. Because this truly is, this angel's coming in with a trumpet to wake you up, to tell you that you need to get your head out of your ass and you need to focus on things in front of you. And also stop covering things up that really mean something to you. Put yourself as a priority. But this can be some shadow work that you have kind of left out, just hoping that it would disappear, and it's not going to until you face it head on, okay? So, and also for some of you, there could be things that you've worked on in the past could be coming back into the picture in your life, meaning that, let's say for some of you who have put some job applications out there and you haven't heard anything, you might hear something back from a recruiter. Either way, it could be a yes or no, but still you're hearing something back. You put in an application for a home loan and then finally you're starting to see that, it's actually progressing through. So all I'm going to tell you is that there's certain, if you've been working on things in the past, they could kind of pop back up. Either way, if you hear a yes or no, at least you'll know. Okay. So in your money zone, we got 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is, number one, 10's a completion. So this is, for some of you, you have been carrying a very heavy burden financially. For some of you, maybe paying 2 mortgages, you've had lots of bills to pay, you've been paying down debt, so you've been taking on a lot of financial weight on your shoulders. Maybe one of you, if you're in a partnership or marriage or whatever the case is, your significant other lost their job and you've been carrying that financial weight of the only income earner. So that could be something too. But what I will tell you is that I don't get the impression that you have been, money has been tight possibly, but you still have had enough to make it work. But what I'll tell you with the 10 of Wands, that weight is going to drop at any minute now. And I feel like even within this upcoming moon cycle, you're going to start to feel the weight lighten, because at the end of the day, you're going to start to see things that you don't have to carry anymore, or you're going to be making a decision that you're not going to be carrying a financial weight for another person anymore. And so that is going to help get that burden off your shoulders. But 10s are ending. So what I will tell you is that what you're feeling now, the pressure and intensity, is going to dissipate here soon, okay? In your love zone, Ace of Swords, really lovely energy. So nice to see this because it is a new beginning. Ace of Swords is all about communication, having clarity. So for some of you, maybe you've been single for a while and you're starting to see, this is really what do I want out of my next relationship? what type of partner do I want? Like, what type of communication do I need in my next relationship? And for some of you, you might meet someone who really is on the same page, where you really, number one, you might finish each other's sentences, but you were in sync with each other on a communication level, which is really refreshing, because this could be for some of you, Libra, where you've been missing that. Libra, since you're an air sign, communication is a really big part of you and who you are, and you need to have that with someone to be very clear and open. So I do feel like, a person could come in, and they could be a fellow air sign, by the way, an Aquarius or Gemini or another Libra, and you just feel like you're on the same wavelength, and the communication is very strong. If you're partnered or coupled, it can just mean that you as a couple have becoming very clear on how you need to better communicate with each other. Here's the thing, Spirit keeps saying knowing each other's love language. Not everyone is really good at verbal communication, okay? So you have to understand maybe that they show how they love you. Maybe they are better at writing things down. But there's other ways to communicate than just, verbally doing it, even though that's ideal for air signs. But truly, what I'm going to tell you is that if you're in a coupled relationship, you're starting to notice the best way and the most effective way to communicate with each other so you are on the same page, okay? So in your career zone, really lovely energy, 2 of Wands. This is you, to me, this is the trailblazing card, forging a path forward in your career. So for some of you, you're getting to the point, and this is fire energy, where you have that just like, look, no one's going to stop me. I'm going to do this. And it's not if, it's when it happens. I'm going to, support myself. I'm going to be confident in what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, it's up to me. So I feel like this is reminding you in your career, yes, you might have a choice to make, certainly, and you might have to, determine which path you want to go on. But what I'll tell you is, don't let anyone, your colleagues, coworkers, acquaintances, or even family or friends deter you from which path you want to go on in your career zone, okay? For some of you, again, you might have to make a choice. Maybe you're heavily recruited and you're kind of being torn on the company to stay with now, or a new company that gives you more opportunity, possibly. So what I'm going to tell you is, just don't let anyone talk you out of it. It's your decision. This person is looking ahead, looking forward, and ultimately it's up to you to make that decision, okay? And in either path this person chooses, you, meaning you, you're going to end up on the path you're meant to be on. Even if it feels bumpy, you're still learning something and you're getting new experiences, and that's wisdom. So all I can tell you is that you can't really choose wrong, okay? Communication, Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is a very young type of energy. A lot of times pages are considered kind of immature because they just haven't gotten that level of skill yet. So what I'll tell you is that the Page of Swords is also known for research, kind of the stalker card, not in an uncomfortable way, like you need to call police, but for some of you, instead of communicating your thoughts and feelings, Libra, you are going over on someone's social media pages and just like stalking what they're doing. So if you like someone, Libra, can you just please tell them? I feel like you're just waiting, watching, and lurking, and you don't really want to say anything, and you're kind of like trying to research and get all the facts and information about this person before you actually say something. To a point, that's okay, but like ultimately, if you really want to say something to someone, just say it, and I don't necessarily feel this is a negative energy, but ultimately the worst case that can happen is that they're just not interested, right? So instead of lurking in the shadows and kind of taking more of an immature approach, just say it, okay? No harm done. So first week of this month, we got 7 of Pentacles. This is the Harvest card. This is where, here's the thing. You have been putting this under that 10 of Wands. You've been carrying a very heavy weight on your shoulders. And this certainly this is very much in sync with the financial piece. I do feel that even though you have quite a bit to offer, Libra, and you have things available, savings, and you're not really struggling really bad right now like other people may be in your life, but that doesn't mean that you need to carry the weight for them, okay? So all I'm going to tell you is that what you've created and cultivated in your life is your harvest. Now, of course, you can determine how you want to use that, but what I'll say is that if you want to give money to someone, or if somebody asks you for money, it's your choice if you want to give it to them, but I would say that don't expect them to pay it back. Okay? So, because what I get the point, I think people see that you know how to make money and that you're good at making money, and maybe they're not. So they use you as that crutch, and the more you enable that behavior, the more they're going to come to you. So just be careful, because I do feel like you have a lot that that you've cultivated and that you manifested. Maybe use it for something you want. All right. Second week, you got King of Cups, which was right under that Ace of Swords energy. So for many of you, this certainly can be kind of that. You might meet someone the second week who does get you to start thinking differently. The King of Cups, it could be a water sign of a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Yes. I would say this person might just carry the characteristics of the King of Cups, meaning that they feel very deeply, but they just may not show it. So even though they might be very cerebral and they're very intellectual, they do feel deeply. They just may not share their feelings with you right away, because with the King of Cups, it takes time to build trust with the King of Cups. This is, and I do feel like it is a someone. King of Cups is an energy that very much, they can kind of watch and wait before they approach. Like I said, I do think you'll have a really good stimulating intellectual connection with this person. But what I will tell you is that they may be a little bit hard to read. So Libra, as an air sign, that will get you kind of intrigued, because air signs like a challenge. They like that kind of intellectual type of like chess match. So that might be something that you're experiencing. Third week, you got Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles has come up for the last couple signs, but it's right under that Two of Wands. So I see you, this is that third, fourth week, you really persevering and focusing on you and what you want to manifest. Like I said, with that Two of Wands, you're really seeing, okay, what do I want to do? What direction do I want to go in? What decisions do I need to make to manifest what I need in my life or want in my life? Or how do I grow? How do I start putting my idea into action? And the thing is, with the Eight of Pentacles, you may not have all the skills yet. So you're really putting a lot of effort and time and focusing on how to grow yourself. You're mastering something. What I'm going to tell you is that there's going to be naysayers around you. Don't let them sway you. Just focus on you. And if it feels right in your gut, Libra, then you're on the right path, okay? So a lot of focus on learning a new tactic or skill. This could be something that you certainly are getting. Maybe you're trying to learn how to get a permit. They keep saying kind of random words in my head, but it's how to like better socialize what you're trying to do. And I don't know if that makes sense. That might be just like for one person. I don't know. They keep saying random words in my head. Under the fourth week, we got the Star card, which is absolutely lovely. Libra, this represents your sister sign, Aquarius. The Star card is all about hope and light at the end of the tunnel. And, some of the things that have been clouded and frustrating and kind of stagnant, with the Star card this fourth week, things are starting to move and shift. Now, it is under that Page of Swords. So I'm going to tell you is that maybe you're looking, like I was saying, the Page of Swords is kind of that lurking and trying to like research and kind of undercover, kind of that undercover energy. For some of you, it can be that you are trying to figure out how to approach someone to partner with, or a mentor, or you're trying to figure out how to get, insight from an expert, and you're trying to figure out the best way to approach them. You're doing kind of your research. Maybe you're trying to pitch media, a new product or service that you're launching, and you want to like Haro, the help a reporter out, where you're a source of information and you're trying to get a journalist's attention. Well, what that might be is with the Star card is that you actually might get a lot more feedback, and you actually might get a more traction if you just reach out and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Basically what I'm saying, Libra, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Just you need to get it to a good point where you're confident, and then go for it. Pull the trigger. Don't wait and hold yourself back because of perfectionism. But the Star card does give a really good sign, a good omen that things are really positive and that you might get the attention that you're looking for. Stars are starting to align to what you're wanting to do. Libra, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please subscribe to this channel. It always means the world to me. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I post there quite a bit, and then you can get more free readings. If you're interested in a reading or the membership, just go ahead and look at the description. It's all there. I will see you guys next month. Thank you. Bye.